Okay, video diary of me talking for about 10 minutes just to myself. I already don't like this a little bit because I'm looking at myself. And I have to watch myself via this. I think that's a little bit different than via webcam because it forces, or because of when I'm doing video games, I have that to play off of instead of just looking at myself. My ear is ringing. So, kind of random story. But when I think I might have gout. Let's start there. Or just be susceptible to gout. So, after I was 26 or so, I started being very lethargic about many things. Or after eating things. And I noticed it, and I was like, oh, maybe I just need to eat healthier and stuff. When I was working in an office at one point, my team decided had a rather old lady on it, and her doctor told her that she needed to stop consuming sugar. Well, not completely, but stop consuming so much sugar. And we we all agreed that we would join with her on this venture and help support her and stuff. Just because things you do in the office to further the co-misery. Yeah, lots of co-misery. And we, in that supporting of her, I decided I was going to do what is called a sugar detox. Sugar detox, and I did a whole lot of research on it and everything, is basically you cut out sugar completely, for about 3 days, and slowly phase that back in. And the premise overall is that your body is addicted to sugar and needs so much sugar. Sorry. Your body is addicted to sugar, and you just basically lose the ability to tell and taste how much sugar is in things, just by your simple taste of whatnot. And I've had points in my life where I had to greatly reduce the amount of sugar. I'm thinking of basic training in the army. And we had to and we had a weekend when I was in basic training that we got to go to a rodeo because it was in Oklahoma at Fort Sill. And Fort Sill. And when I reintroduced sugar, I was like, oh my god, this is so sweet, or oh my god, this makes my stomach hurt. Drinking a soda, I think it was a Sprite, made my stomach hurt so bad. Just because I hadn't had experience with it in so long, and maybe it was just partly carbonation, because carbonation do that to my stomach. But anyway, I digress. Back to no sugar or sugar detox. So you take out sugar, and basically for 3-ish days you eat nothing but meat and nuts, and that's literally it. You don't eat things that can be easily converted into sugar. And that includes milk and various dairies and stuff like that. So you're literally just for 3 days you're eating meat. And did this. I felt terrible over that weekend. I felt like I had a fever and whatnot. Had a headache and everything. Part of that is actual little legit withdrawal symptoms, because you're changing something in your body, and the human body's adaptive and homeostasis, or uses homeostasis, and when you do things that drastically change, and your body don't like it. So was feeling those things. And when I slowly started reintroducing stuff, was fine, until I ate a piece of bread. And that piece of bread, or when I ate that piece of bread, my heart started racing. I got kind of dizzy. And then like for 3-ish days afterwards, I felt like crap. And I mean, and I love bread and it was delicious, but, and I was like, what is going on? I feel like I'm having an allergic reaction to something. And, kind of just played around with stuff just to see if I was like, oh, maybe I'm allergic to gluten, because this was also during like the big gluten free years of like 2016, 2017, maybe even 2018 timeframe. And I was like, maybe I'm allergic to gluten, and went and tried tried things without gluten and still had reaction, and then tried things without yeast and kind of figured out it was yeast that was the common denominator. So things like alcohol, things like bread or yeasty bread, or induced this reaction, as well as things that they just randomly put yeast extract in, because yeast is kind of yummy. And a lot of companies use it as a like flavor enhancer as well as a preservative to make food taste better in the environment of like, we don't want to add a shit ton of salt and we don't want to add a shit ton of sugar to things. They'll add yeast instead, and it acts as a preservative. It's interesting. Also part of this experience and learning, also part of also part of this experience, I want to stop saying so much. Also part of this experience, I started reading okay. Also, part of this experience, I started reading the labels of things much more, and just reading how much sugar we put in things. Anyway, so fast forward years later, my ex, who also experienced the exact same thing, was talk with his doc, and the doc was like, you might actually have gout, because when you eat yeast and things like that, your joints hurt, and you have other symptoms that are actually in line with gout. And I was like, that's actually seems more accurate than just a allergic reaction to me, because I'm not going into anaphylactic shock. I don't have my throat swell up or things like that. I do have other things. I wonder if I'm gonna post this video. My brain digressing. I got about a minute more. All right. And yeah, so that's what happened. I wonder if that was a complete story. We'll find out and work on our storytelling techniques maybe. And saying less. Don't mind the beeping. That was my car and someone was walking by. It has a proximity sensor, which is a whole nother story in and of itself. It screeches like a motherfucker when things are going on. Anyway, mofo. I don't know. Which brings me to another thing. I feel like I'm having ADD moments, and that's probably just because I'm talking to myself. I don't know, be more expressive. I'm gonna need to go soon because I need to go to the bathroom and change into PTs for my physical therapy. Did I bring a mask? I did bring a mask. Cool. Ha. You still have to wear masks in the hospital here. Oh, I'm done.